All right, welcome back. So the next kind of problem we're going to see is we want to write the equation of a line, but rather than being given either the slope or the y-intercept, we're just going to be given 2 points that line goes through. Okay? So what are we going to do in this case? Well, what we can do is, again, just find the information we need. What is the information we need? We need the slope and we need the y-intercept. Okay? And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to find that information. So first thing we can do is we can find the slope, right? We know the slope equation. It's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This will be my point 1. This will be my point 2. Let's see, y2 would be negative 5 minus y1 would also be negative 5. And then on the bottom, x2 would be negative 3. x1 would be 2. And then we just got to solve this. And so negative 5 minus a negative 5. Remember, minus a negative is plus. So negative 5 plus 5, well, that'd be 0 over negative 3 minus 2 is negative 5. 0 over negative 5 is 0. Okay? And so now I have my slope, right? We have our first piece of information we need. Then we move on, and basically, we're going to copy exactly what we did in the last problem, because we're in the same situation now. What do we know? We know the slope, but we don't know the y-intercept. And so when we go ahead and we plug stuff into y equals mx plus b, I can say, well, I know the m, that's 0, so it's y equals 0x plus b, but I don't know the b, and so we'll just keep it as a b. Then our second step is going to be exactly what we did before. We're going to take and we're going to plug a point in for the x and y, right? We have these 2 points up here. Each of these is an x and a y. Now, it doesn't matter which one you choose. I usually just take the first one, but it just doesn't matter. But you just got to take one of the points, use that for your x and y, plug it in, just like we did before. So for this one, we have a y value of negative 5. We put that in. Negative 5 equals 0 times our x value is 2 plus b. All right? And then we just got to solve for b. Well, in this case, we actually have a really simple one. Let's see. This would be negative 5 equals 0 plus 2, or 0 times 2 is 0 plus b. And then really, we kind of already have b alone because b plus 0 would just be b. If you had a different number there, you'd want to subtract it off to the other side, but in this case, we just end up with b equals negative 5. All right? And so I went through and I solved for b, and now we have all the information we need. We have the slope. We know it's 0. We have the y-intercept. We know it's negative 5. And so our equation is y equals 0x minus 5. All right? Now, I would accept this as an answer, but just so you know, 0 times x is just 0. And so that basically just cancels itself out. And so another way to write this is just y equals negative 5. Okay? This is actually a special case. Because it's a 0x there, like that cancels out, and we just have that. And then you'll notice this ends up being a horizontal line. So, in this case, like I said, start out, find the slope. Then you can put the slope in for m, the b, keep it as a b because that's, we don't know what it is yet. And then pick one of the points, doesn't matter which one, plug it in for your x and y so that you can find b, you can solve for b, and then you can write your equation. You'll have your m, you'll have your b, plug it in. So, try one of these out. We'll come back and we'll talk about the last type of problem here. But if you can do one of these, I think these are the toughest ones from this lesson. So, try one of these out. We'll come back and we'll look at our last examples.